Enter the OUR's Guaranteed Standards Jingle Competition and win your share of almost $1 million. Entering is easy. Log on to our website, our.org.jm. Read the competition rules and the JPS and NWC Guaranteed Standards. Create your jingle, complete the entry form, and submit to gsjingle@gmail.com. How easy is that?
Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning, and blessings to you all. I take it that you can choose to unmute your mics and let us all hear you.
Good morning, sir.
Greet each other.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Wonderful.
morning.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone.
We actually have real people here, Avery.
Yes, we are real.
They're not robots. However, the fact of the matter is that because of COVID, everybody is getting used to this virtual space. And as such, we have to be away, but together. To start us off, however, I think it's best that we have prayer. And for that reason, we have Mrs. Tanya Marsh Harris, who is a Senior Education Officer, Ministry of Education, Youth and Information with us. And I'd like her to unmute and lead us into prayer at this time. Mrs. Harris, please go right ahead.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It is indeed a privilege for us to all be here today to say thanks to God for keeping us throughout the night and ask for his guidance and his protection as we go through the day. I want us first to affirm our faith in him by just reminding ourselves that today we are not going to rush anything. We're not going to be stressed out or worried about things as to whether or not they will work out for us or for the better of others. What we will do instead, we're going to focus our mind, our thoughts, and our attention on him. So we will not overthink, but align our faith with divine timing and trust that everything that belongs in our life is making its way towards us right now. Let us pray. Father, we thank you for your help, your love, your divine inspiration. We thank you, Lord, that everything we do, it is governed by your love, your guidance, your protection. So we ask, Lord, that today that you come to us, that you walk with us, and that you protect us from all that is happening around us. Keep us safe, Almighty Jehovah. We need your touch, Lord. Lord, when we feel that we're sinking under the weight of our burdens, grab hold of us. Father, reach out, guard, guide, and protect us. Touch our hearts, touch our lives. Remember the family members we've left at home. Some of us are working at home and therefore they're within our presence. But keep us all safe. In the name of Jesus, I humbly ask your blessing on this meeting for all those who are present, those who are coming. Guard, guide, and keep us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
Amen.
I do, however, have a favor to ask of everyone at this time.
Right. So
And that is, of course,
task. Elementary child.
at this time, I would ask that everyone mute their mics for right now. Please go
Yeah.
right ahead and mute your mics.
No, I mean, you never leave anything.
Jesus.
Please go right ahead and mute your mics.
Yeah, you're no.
Oh, that's except me, of course.
I don't know what kind of mix.
I
Anyway,
do ask that you mute your mics.
so that I had a similar experience. But before I ask you to tell me what happened to you, I'm going to tell you what happened to me.
Hi, Miss Gordon.
Easier for you to.
Hi there, Miss Gordon.
Pardon me?
Hi there, Miss Gordon.
I'm
Thank
so
you
sorry. My apologies. My apologies.
Thank you so much. At this time, I would like to know that everyone is aware why we're here. And the fact is that we're here to learn. Teachers, whether you're from a college, university, or a high school, the fact is that you're educators, and it's really valuable being here. Thank you so much for giving up your time. I would like to have Mr. Marlon Williams, who is a Senior Education Officer, Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, say a few words to open and welcome everyone. Mr. Williams.
Yes, thank you so much. A pleasant morning to my colleagues from the Ministry of Education, our friends from the OUR, our representative from our sister ministry, the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, and that is in the form of Mrs. Crooks, who is from the JCDC, which is an agency of that ministry. And when I say my colleagues from the ministry, I'm not just talking about my fellow education officers who are in the space. I'm talking about the teachers as well, because the teachers are a part of the Ministry of Education. So a pleasant morning to you all. I just want to say that the ministry is pleased with the partnership between us and the OUR. I mean, I'm happy that the OUR recognizes that the business, education it is everybody's business, and you are contributing to that process. And when I say you're contributing in many ways. Apart from the fact that you are the jingle competition, you know, it is creating public awareness. So it is providing education for the nation, but you're also making a contribution through the prizes. And I'm sure the contributions will really help our teachers, it will help our students, it will help the school in general to provide much needed resources, especially in this time when we're facing a pandemic and when everybody is working from home and persons are accessing classes from home and so on. So I just want to say that on behalf of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, we are really, really grateful for this partnership. And we will ensure that the items, the competition, the entrance, the items, will be top class, because you will get nothing less than exceptional work coming from the teachers and the schools represented here. Those are my few words in Jesus' name.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. That was Mr. Marlon Williams, Senior Education Officer, Ministry of Education, Youth and Information. We know that this time is valuable. Teachers, all, educators, we know your time is valuable. That is why we said, please join us. The fact of the matter is that we take you seriously. And for that, we have coming up Elizabeth Bennett Marsh, Public Education Specialist at OUR, who will then tell us what the Jingle competition is about and the rules. Thereafter, we'll have Avery Crooks. Some persons may know her, others may not, but she will no longer be a stranger after Liz introduces her in a short while. She's from the JCDC. At this time, of course, I now turn over to Elizabeth Bennett Marsh, Public Education Specialist at OUR. Liz.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Gordon. And good morning, everyone. No, I want everybody to unmute and I want to hear my good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my namesake.
What?
There are real
Yes.
people there. They're real people.
I
Not
love this.
buttons.
All
Real
right, so
people.
I'm gonna ask you also, don't unmute it, don't unmute it. Just do a quick shout out of the schools that you're representing today. A little later I'll ask you to put it in the chat, but just do a quick verbal shout out. Which schools?
Mount
The
Carmel
parish.
Primary.
No, hold on. Yes, tell me because I don't always know the names of the schools and which parishes they are, right? So just help me not to seem so ignorant. So help me with the parishes as well. So go.
Mount Carmel Primary from Clarendon.
Big up.
Bridgeport High School, Portmore.
Welcome.
Anderson Primary, Clarendon.
Clarendon again.
Beulah All Age Clarendon.
What's that? Which one is that?
Beulah All Age Clarendon.
Beulah All Age. Do I know it? Welcome. Yes.
Homewood Manchester.
Which one in Manchester?
Homewood Technical High School.
I didn't get that. What technical?
Homewood Technical.
Manchester is my parish. Welcome.
Lane High School.
But I'm a Bishop's.
High School,
I'm a Bishop's girl. Waterford.
So anyway you take it, we're still together.
Definitely, Miss Taylor. Waterford, I hear you. Who's next?
Otter Seed Primary, Clarendon.
Welcome, Clarendon. Come heavy this morning.
Mayday High School, Manchester.
Which one? Mayday.
Homewood Technical, Manchester.
Homewood Technical, Manchester. Big up. Alicia, where you from? Alicia Henry? I seen her, but she's not talking. Who else?
Lane High School, St. Elizabeth.
St. Elizabeth representing.
Representing Hampton School.
Crooked River Primary School, Clarendon.
Welcome. I heard. Is
Edward,
it Hampton?
Edward, could you please repeat?
Yes.
Mr. Reed?
Yes. Everybody. Representing Hampton School for Girls.
Wow, beautiful school. Beautiful school. I've been there. And Monroe.
Bishop Gibson High School from Manchester.
Bishop, that's my school. Welcome, Miss Green. All right, so welcome everybody. I'm going to ask you in a little while if you can just drop your name, your email address, and the school you're representing in the chat throughout the course of the morning because we're going to need to just give you some more information afterwards, yes? So again, I'd like to echo Mr. Williams' sentiments by just saying welcome. Can you just please mute again? You can mute again. Miss Salmon? Miss Gallimore, you can mute again. Miss Gallimore, you can mute again. All right, I hope you. And Sabrina, you can mute again as well. Thank you all so much. So I would like to echo Mr. Williams' sentiments by really warmly welcoming you and really thanking the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information for coming on board and endorsing this competition. They have really been assisting us. Ms. Gallimore, you're unmuted again, and I'm hearing things. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear in our sensitive ears. So welcome once again, and we hope that you will find today's workshop very useful. At this point in time, I'm going to share my screen as I do a presentation about the workshop, about the competition, and then I will hand over to Ms. Crooks, who will talk you through some pointers about creating that jingle competition. So I'm hoping maybe I should share instead. Sorry, 1 second, please. I'm going to be sharing again. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. You can see my presentation slide, right? Can you see a slide that's marked agenda? Just let me know. One person can just let me know because I'm not I'm a dodo when it comes to technology.
Yes.
Okay.
we can.
All right. So we are here today for the Guaranteed Standards Jingle Competition Workshop. So what do we want to do today? In the course of my presentation, I'll be talking about what exactly are the guaranteed standards, why are we doing this, and what will we be doing as part of the competition. As Gordon said, my name is Elizabeth Bennett Marsh, and I'm the Public Education Specialist at the Office of Utilities Regulation, and I'm the project lead for this competition. And it's coming on the heels of a logo competition that we had last year, which was very successful, we think. So what are the guaranteed standards? For the purpose of this competition, we'll be focusing on the guaranteed standards that we have developed for the Jamaica Public Service Company Limited and the National Water Commission. Now, for those who may not know, the OUR, the Office of Utilities Regulation, regulates the major utility services in Jamaica. So we regulate water and sewage, electricity, and telecommunications. And other telecommunications, we regulate landline services, mobile services, as well as broadband or internet services. And we would have developed guaranteed standards for NWC and JPS. We prioritized those first because they are monopolies. And so the OUR wanted to ensure the protection of customers like you and me. Now, we know the guaranteed standards, but some of us don't know that we know the guaranteed standards. And so we want to ensure that at the end of this competition, you will be ambassadors for the guaranteed standards. You'll be telling people when you're sitting in your staff room, for example, or kids among yourselves, if somebody is talking about a particular thing, you say, you know, that's a breach of the guaranteed standards, you know, you must get compensated. So that's what we want to encourage here today at the end of the competition, that you'll be aficionados when it comes to talking about the guaranteed standards. So when I say some of us know the guaranteed standards, but we don't know that we know it. For example, if I ask any of you, feel free to answer anyone, how many consecutive estimated bills do you think you should get from JPS or NWC? Anyone? As long as they have access to your meter and you have a working meter. Can anyone tell me how many consecutive estimated bills do you think you should get? No one knows?
It should be 3.
Not quite. But you're
I'm
almost there.
glad I'm very incorrect. I hope it is less because I have a challenge now. Thank you.
Okay. So you should get 2, no more than 2 consecutive, that means back-to-back estimated bills, as long as they have access to your meter and you have a working meter, because you know in some cases the meter is defective, etc. And that's also another guaranteed standards. So things like that. So you mustn't get more than 2 consecutive estimated bills. If it is that you're wrongfully disconnected, that's a breach of your guaranteed standards. So they really intended to go to the house next door, but they came to your house and wrongfully disconnect you. That's a breach, and you are to be compensated. And they have only 5 hours in the case of JPS, for example, to reconnect you after a wrongful disconnection. If they don't come within the 5 hours, that's another breach, and you must be disconnected. You must be compensated. If you're rightfully disconnected by the NWC or JPS, you don't say you never really pay the bill, or you pay half and leave half, but never made an arrangement to pay the other half. You know, your service is liable for disconnection. So when you've paid up everything, including reconnection fees, and Miss Shirley, you have a hand up? Or that's accidental. Okay, don't put your hand up yet. We'll ask you in a little while to put up your hand because we're going to have a little competition. So when they rightfully disconnect you and you went and you pay up everything that's outstanding, including reconnection fee, you say, well, you have to reconnect them within 24 hours in the case of JPS. And if they don't, then that's another breach. So those are some of the guaranteed standards. So we talk about meter replacement. When you apply for a meter to be replaced, if you move into a new premises and you apply for a new JPS meter, it should take them just a certain amount of days to give you a new supply. Your estimated bills must not be more than an average of your last 3 actual readings, both for JPS and for NWC. Did you know that? So these are the things that, and the guarantee standards are easy reads. They are 1 pages for JPS and NWC. And when I talk about, you'd have heard me talk and mention the word compensation several times. What this means is that if it is that there's a breach committed against you, you must be in a position to recognize the breach because you are to be compensated on your next bill. So if there's a breach committed against you by the JPS, then you are supposed to receive a compensation of about $1,600, and that should be applied as a credit to your next bill. If it is not applied as a credit to your next bill, that's another breach, and that incurs an additional $1,600, and so it goes on. The longer they take to put it on your bill, to apply to your bill, then it goes up. Yes. Similarly, NWC's compensatory amount is 4 times the service charge, and your service charge for NWC now is about $700 and something. So when you multiply that by 4, it will give you a little over $3,000, and in some cases that is actually can actually pay a water bill right there, right? For some of us. So we want people to know about the guaranteed standards, because we feel that an informed customer is a very powerful one. So why are we doing this competition? We have done national surveys. Every 18 months or so, we go into the field and we do a very comprehensive national survey. And one of the questions that we normally ask persons is, how would you rate your knowledge of JPS and NWC guaranteed standards? And what we have found in the last survey that we did in 2019 is that 56% of the respondents say they know some things, most or all there is to know about the JPS guaranteed standards, while 44% say they know little to nothing about the JPS guaranteed standards. Similarly, when we ask them about the NWC guaranteed standards, they say 52% said they know some things, most or all there is to know, while 48% said they know little to nothing about the NWC guaranteed standards. So that 44% knowledge deficit for JPS customers and that 48% knowledge deficit for NWC customers, we're trying to erode that because we want you to know about the guaranteed standards. So we want to increase awareness about the guaranteed standards. We want to improve consumer knowledge about the quality of service standards that we would have developed for the JPS and the NWC. Improve consumer knowledge and awareness about your rights and responsibilities. So we want you to be aware of what your rights are, but at the same time, the OUR is also mindful to let you be aware of what your responsibilities are. So you heard me use an example a while ago about how many estimated bills you should get. And I keep saying, provided they have access to your meter. And that is because some persons will complain that they keep getting estimated bills. And when we delve deeper, they lock the gate in the day because of security measures. Nobody's at home and they don't want anybody to come in. They let out the bad dogs, or the meter is probably in their house, in their kitchen. So we can't reasonably expect that a JPS meter reader, for example, would try to open your gate if the door is padlocked, or to wade through the bad dogs, or to pick your lock and go into your house to read your meters. So you have a responsibility, for example, using this example, to ensure that your meters are accessible to the JPS and NWC technicians. You also have a responsibility to report defective meters. So I know sometimes because of where the NWC meter may be, you don't want to look at it since what it can fill up. You just want to look at it every now and then, make sure it's not cracked or it's in good working order. So that's part of the responsibility that we want customers to be aware of. And of course, we want to increase awareness about the work of the OUR. Too often people think that the OUR is a consumer advocacy group, and that's all we do, when we're so much more than that. So we're hoping that through this competition, you will learn a bit more about what we do. Studies have shown as well that jingles tend to resonate more. So for example, there was this 2012 study, and of course there are a plethora of studies about the use of jingles in advertisements, which they say are more effective than just using slogans themselves. And I know every cooks will be picking your brains about some jingles that resonates with you even from when you were a child, right? Because when you can repeat the message, I'm thinking of Gaspro. Who remembers Gaspro number based on their jingle? Shout it out for me, somebody. Don't leave me hanging. Gaspro.
1884.
Gaspro.
All right. That's the jingle, right? Yes, yes. So that's what we mean by when the message resonates more when it's in a jingle format. So people are singing it in the bathroom and they hear it and they automatically singing it. If somebody at work now say, boy, you know, something gas done, you can tell us a call gas pro. Just remember the number, yeah, the first thing I do, 18884 gas pro. Although I need to put a little thing, we're not using the one anymore because they've now gone to 10-digit dialing, or you are implemented that as well. But 8884 gas pro works. So what will we be doing as part of this competition? Now, the OUR Guaranteed Standards Jingle competition will encourage participation among Jamaicans to create a jingle, and this includes lyrics, melody, and rhythm. If we will talk about rhythm and rhythm on the JPS and NWC Guaranteed Standards. The winning entry will be used in our OUR ads and other publicity projects, and will get heavy rotation it will get heavy rotation on our airwaves. The competition started November, it ends in March, but the deadline for your entries will be the end of this month. So, as I said a while ago, the deadline for entry is the 29th of this month. There'll be a first round of judging by our very qualified judges. I'll mention them in a little while. And they will complete their judging by February. Then there'll be a period of online voting where the judges will finalize their top 6 and they will put it online. And schools get to vote for who they think from the various schools should win, and then there's the other category and so on. And then we hope to announce a winner by April of this year. So who can enter? There's an open category for Jamaicans 20 and over, whether you're here locally or overseas, because we also recognize a lot of students, for example, who are overseas, or Jamaicans who are working overseas, teachers working overseas, who don't want to deprive them. From you're Jamaican and that's provable, you can enter the competition. Students up to 19 years in registered secondary or post-secondary institutions or music clubs can also enter. Teachers can enter. So what are the guidelines? There's no entry fee. So don't let anybody call you and say, you know, OUR is now charging an entry fee. There's no entry fee. Or a government entity, we're not going to charge for this competition. That's the reason it's not going through the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission. Each entry must contain one jingle of no more than 1 minute. Only one entry per person. But I need to pause here to emphasize that only one entry per person, but a school can have several students entering. Yes? Okay. The entries must be original in lyrics, melody, and rhythm. I can't overemphasize that. No stolen work, no copy work. It must be original. Lyrics naturally, because it's about the guaranteed standards. Melody and rhythm. And a copy of your written lyrics must be submitted with each entry, because sometimes you need the straining to hear maybe the music is a little too loud or something, or you say too fast. The lyrics will help to guide us, or the written lyrics will help to guide us. That's exactly what you're saying. And sometimes it's a bilingual, if you also want to encourage for the competition. Size of your entries, it must be in audio format only. You don't have to create a video, just audio. Must be not more than 20 megabytes in size. Only soft copies per entries by an email address, gsjingle. Peter, I'm sure, put it in our chat, gsjingle@gmail.com. And only submit in MP3 audio format, not WAV. Competition rules. Only use original music for your entries. It must be reproducible in long and short versions. So you're going to give us a 1 minute version. But if it is that you win, we must be able to quickly identify a 30-second version, a 45-second version, etc. out of your jingle. Lyrics must be clearly heard about the music bed. We don't want the music to be drowning what you're saying, yes, or what you're singing. Incorporate the name Office of Utilities Regulation. It's our thing we'd like to hear because we generate the guaranteed standards. So put us in there somewhere and use our tagline, regulating utilities for the benefit of all. The original work of the artist must be free from any copyright or intellectual property claims or infringement. Our legal department is extremely strong in this when they break our competition rules. They put it several parts in the competition rules. Please don't copy nobody else's work. Must be easily recognizable as a jingle pertaining to the guaranteed standards and it must have lyrics that are clear and easy to understand. We have developed a rubric. You can visit our website, our.org.jm. We want to encourage you to do that because everything that I'm saying here today, including our competition rules, is available on our website. But our judges will be guided by 6 main components. Your lyrics, are they extremely catchy? Do they promote the guaranteed standards and flow well with the rhythm? Your melody, does it contain 3 or more qualities of an effective jingle? That means it's short, it's catchy, it's simple, it's repetitive. Your presentation, excellent creativity, very well thought out. How do you compose and compile your lyrics and how does it complement your music? Originality, exceptional use of new ideas and originality to create the jingle. The music, it must be original. So many times I'm emphasizing originality. It must be original and blends extremely well with the lyrics and the melody. And of course, they're looking just for the overall effectiveness, data points, extremely cohesive, all parts interrelate very well. This rubric is also on our website. So, guide for judging. The judges will be guided by the competition rules. This sets out the guidelines and the rules for the competition, the rubric, we just spoke about that. And of course, your entry forms, information on your entry, what your name is, how we can find you as well, and just give us a little short thing about what is guiding the entry that you have submitted. So who are our judges? So the first person, Wayne McGregor, he's an attorney at law at the OUR. He's a legal counsel, but he's also a musician in his own right for over 30 years. He plays for the band Black Zebra. In fact, I don't know if you, and he does several jingles on radio. You know the JMNB jingle, anybody knows the JMNB jingle? It's easy as JMNB. I believe I can be anything I wanna be. Don't let me keep singing, people. Take note of my misery. Anybody knows it? All right. So Wayne is the voice, the main voice on that jingle. Conroy Wilson, I don't think is a stranger to many of us, especially those of us who watch Rising Stars. He is the co-founder of Ashe, but he is also, he's presently the executive director of Ashe as well, and he's a judge on the Rising Stars competition. Nigel Staff is a musician. He plays for the Rough Cut Crew Band. I think some of you may recognize him, and he has done wonders in the music industry, one of our unsung musical heroes, and has played for perhaps, I think, every single major acts coming out of Jamaica since Bob Marley. And he has toured extensively with the likes of Sean Paul and Chronix and those people, right? He's one of those who just has to hear a and he immediately, he's very talented that way. So those are our 3 judges. Okay, so the prizes. So first place in the open category. So remember, I talked about the fact that we have 2 categories on which you can enter or your students can enter. First place, $250,000, and second place, $100,000 for the open category. For students, it should be students, not schools, I beg your pardon, because the students who are going to be entering are not the schools. And that's why we say several students from any particular school can enter. Or it can be a quartet or a choir. We don't discriminate. So first place student gets $250,000. And because we recognize that teachers will be helping those students to create those great jingles, we're also recognizing the students, the teachers' efforts. And so we're awarding $100,000 to the teacher of the winning student, because what is better than cash prize? Can I get an amen?
Amen.
All right.
Amen.
All right. And second place student will get $100,000. And the teacher of that second place student will get $75,000. That's where I leave it. And I would like to entertain any questions you have pertaining to my presentation before I hand over to Avery Cooks. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
How young can the child be to enter, a student?
I think we have said secondary level, so we recognize that kids are in secondary schools from 10, 11.
Okay, so it doesn't go below 10, 11.
No.
It's actually 12.
It's actually 12, thanks, Judy. Yeah. But we do want to encourage the teachers as well to enter, not just the students.
Okay, miss. Thank you.
Any other question? Miss Brown? Miss Brown, you have any question? Any other question?
Oh,
Yes,
Liz,
good
sorry,
afternoon.
on the age issue though, for
Yes.
students 12 to 19, however, they
Yes.
must be registered with either a school, secondary,
Tertiary or music club?
tertiary, or music school.
Music club, right. Thanks,
So the
Judy.
junior high school student would also qualify. The
Definitely.
primary and the junior high category, if the person is within that age group and
Yes.
registered.
Yes.
Not registered in a school, then the person has to enter in
Adult category.
if the age category suits.
Thanks, Judy. Next question. Any other question? I think somebody had a question.
91.
Miss Brown? Oh, Miss Green, you had a question. You have raised your hand.
Yes, Miss, about the entry form.
Yes.
You said what is
One second, Miss Green. Nicolene Brown, you're unmuted, so we're hearing some conversation. Nicolene Brown?
Yeah.
Can you mute for me, please? Okay.
Eh?
Yes.
First.
Nicolene, please mute for me. Nicolene? Miss Brown? Okay. Go ahead, Miss Green.
Yes, Miss, about the entry forms, Miss, you were saying we should state how we came about the jingle.
No, there's also a two-liner just for you to, it's not compulsory. Maybe you can give a thinking behind what made you create the jingles that you create, the lyrics that you create.
Okay, thank you.
But if you go on our website, our.org.jm, there is a banner on the right-hand side, the jingle competition banner. You click on it and it takes you into our jingle competition page. And it has everything, including the entry forms. Make sure you're filling out the correct entry form because there's one for the open category and one for the students category. And read the competition rules as well.
All right, thank you, Miss.
Okay. Mrs. Palmer Carroll?
Yes, good morning.
Hi.
The question I have, what if a student work on the jingle without the help of a teacher? Will that teacher still be recognized if it is sent through the school?
No. On the entry form, we've asked them to include the name of their teacher. So if there's no name on the teacher and that for the teacher and that student wins, then no teacher will be awarded. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Kirby.
Hi, good morning. Just
Morning.
a question. You said something about teachers. It's if there aren't any students available to participate, teachers can go ahead and participate in the open category?
Definitely. Definitely. We had that question yesterday as well because one participant in our workshop on Wednesday, wanted to find out if a group of teachers can enter, and I'm like, yes, go to town. There's no restriction for teachers entering in the open category. We welcome it as a matter of fact because the quality of the voices I heard in that workshop on Wednesday, Avery Crooks, it blew my mind. It blew my mind. So I really want to encourage teachers to enter the open category. So can you imagine if you enter in the open category, Miss Kirby, and you assisted a student in the students category and they place first or second and then you place first or second?
Okay,
Yes. Any other questions? Okay. So at this time, I'm going to hand over to Avery Crooks. Now, Avery Crooks, some of you may know her. I'm assuming that most of you may know her. She has taught in the Jamaican public school system for 24 years and at several institutions, including Cornwall College, where she taught music and English, as well as Sam Sharp Teachers College, where she spent 12 years as a music lecturer. In her early years, Avery performed with several reggae and jazz bands on the North Coast and in Kingston. She has studied at Sam Sharp Teachers College, the Northern Caribbean University, Edna Mandel College for the Visual and Performing Arts, Central Connecticut State University, and Indiana State University. She is a member of the curriculum writing team for music under the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information in Jamaica, and she has been an external examiner for CSEC Music since 2003. Originally from Montego Bay, St. James, Avery now resides in Kingston. We have adopted her, where she works as the National Music Development Specialist for the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, the JCDC. She is also the leader of the all-female ensemble Quintet Bohème and is the only female trombonist at the Jamaica Music Museum Big Band and the Philharmonic Orchestra of Jamaica. Ladies and gentlemen, please unmute your mics and help me to welcome Avery Cooks, who will be facilitating our workshop this morning.
Wow, wow. I love the sound of that. Reminds me that, you know, we have real people. Good morning, everybody. Please unmute and tell me good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right.
Good
I see
morning.
good morning, Tanya. Morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Thank you. I see a lot of familiar faces, so I'm comfortable. Right, Anne-Marie and Mr. Williams.
Hi, Miss.
All
Put us a
right.
still pot.
Oh, Matthew has joined us. Hi, Matthew.
Hey, just popping in for a few. Good morning, everybody.
All right. Morning, morning. It is my pleasure to be here. It is my pleasure to be a part of this initiative. I share in Marlon's sentiments that this is an excellent initiative. It's an excellent opportunity for our teachers. You know, we share the teachers, JCDC, Ministry of Education. We are all partners in this venture. So I'm very happy to be a part of this and to be here with you today presenting. This is really a new platform for everybody. You know, we are all used to being together, sharing, you know, that face-to-face, the contact. And this forum is just so different, but we are all learning. We're all getting used to it and we will get there. All right, so to start off, we're talking about jingles, making jingles. I'm going to be sharing some tips to ensure that you have an excellent entry worthy of winning.
Before you continue, Avery, I should have had my icebreaker before, but afterwards I'll have it. Yes, for a prize. So don't go anywhere, guys. After every presentation, we'll have an icebreaker and a prize for that.
All right. So I'm going to be sharing my screen and we're going to be listening to just a few jingles. And please ensure that you're listening. I'm going to be asking some questions. And you never know, I might just call on you. So don't disappear. Don't go in the kitchen to make porridge. Stay with me. All right, are you all seeing? I'm sharing my screen. Just give me a thumbs up.
Yeah, we're seeing. We're not hearing it though.
Are you hearing? You're not hearing?
No, not hearing.
No, we're not.
Wow.
Look at the audio just below, beside
the audio seems to be low.
Check the audio on the actual
on the video itself.
Right.
Right.
All right. Thank you, guys. Let's go again.
Nope. Still nothing.
They have to share the audio, Miss. So when you're selecting the option to share, you may have to share the audio as well, computer's audio.
Miss Crooks.
Good morning, I am hearing.
Are you hearing? Hello?
Yes, I am hearing you. Very well.
Are you hearing the ad?
I am hearing.
No, I'm not hearing the ad.
Yes, oh no. No, the ad. The ad. We're not hearing.
I'm not hearing this.
When you're sharing the screen, miss, you may have to select share computer audio, I believe it is.
Bottom left of the screen.
The option.
There should be an option.
Right, there's an option to
Wait.
share audio as well.
So you'd have had to come out and
Stop
share
sharing.
again.
All right. I'm learning. All right.
So there's a checkbox sort of like in the middle for that option to share audio from your source.
Not seeing that. Let's try more. No. I'm seeing the microphone, nothing else there.
Click share screen.
All right.
Then you will see the box below. In a box, like it was said share sound, and there's a box beside it.
All right.
And then click the video that you want now.
Keep we island clean, so clean from the.
Are you hearing?
Yes, we're here.
Yes.
Okay, great.
We hear you and we hear the audio.
Great. Oh, what happened?
Buffering.
The streets to the beach. Keep we island clean, so clean from the streets to the beach, so clean. No dirty of Jamaica, please don't do it.
Enough garbage the boat when a Christmas time. Reuse your cups and plates when you dine. Whenever you tree for the Christmas cheer, make sure you can pack up and use for next year. Less garbage at the national target. Bring your own a bag when you gonna market. When the party you keep on the vibes up. Siren of fishing from styrofoam cup. When you make the pudding, your mind of a spread. Eggshell and thing make compost egg. For more information, check we online. No dirty of Jamaica that arg every time.
No dirty of Jamaica.
Brought to you by the Tourism Enhancement Fund and Wisinco.
All right. All right, so that's our first one. Oh dear. Okay, guys, this is just, all right, I'm learning, I'll get used to it. All right, how long do you think that ad was for? How long was that ad for, that jingle?
Less than a minute.
45 seconds.
Not even that. Edward, how long was the ad for? Let's make a guess.
2 minutes.
30 seconds.
Yes. Actually 31. Actually 31.
I've seen 31, I saw 46 seconds.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So what did you take away from it? Don't all answer. I'll call on persons. Lisa, what did you take away from that ad? All right, Lisa is not with us. Swavon Allen. Swavon, what did you take away from that ad? All right, persons are not responding. Let's ask Ananda. Ananda Green, what did you take away from that ad? What information did you get?
Miss, it said to bring your own bag when you go to the market.
All right, that's one thing. Great. Dwayne Marshall, what did you take away from that ad?
Good afternoon, everyone. All right. So the ad was straight to the point. The ad was promoting a cleaner Jamaica, as it started with this keep my island clean, keep the island clean. And then as the jingle progress, it expound more on the different ways we could keep our island clean by reducing the use of styrophones, bringing our bags as Miss Green suggested, and reusing Christmas trees and so forth. So it's all about creating a cleaner Jamaica for our environment overall.
Wow. So we got a lot of information. We all agree with that. Oh, guys, you can use the hands up or the thumbs up if you like. We got a lot of information in such a short space of time. So we can safely say that this is a characteristic of an excellent ad. Short time, but you get a whole lot of information in the short space of time. All right. What would be another characteristic of an excellent ad? David Reed, you want to share it with us?
Yes, Miss.
Just one, just give me one.
Repetition.
Yes, excellent, excellent. And that was in the presentation we had from Mrs. Bennett Marsh as well. Repetition, because repetition helps to cement the idea. All right, so your jingle should have a lot of information that is packed in it in a short space of time. And it should have repetitive sections. All right, so something is left with you. Let us ask Peter Gay Campbell. We're looking at the characteristics of an excellent jingle. Give me one, please, Peter Gay.
Oh, hi, Mr. Crooks. I didn't know I was a part of
We're all apart, so be ready, guys.
I know.
Don't
well, sorry.
Make porridge. Be ready. Go ahead.
Oh, well, it should be short, to the point.
Thank you. Thank you. Don't give me more than one.
My apologies. You asked me to be ready, you know, so I was being ready.
All right. So that's another characteristic. It's short and to the point. We had Conroy presenting at the opening, and he said it should be short and spicy. He showed a picture of spice for us to remember that it must be spicy, you know, short and spicy. So short to the point. So we have 3 so far, a lot of information packed in a short space of time, should have repetitive sections so we can remember. It helps to cement whatever it is that you are sending, that message you are sending. Also, as Peter Gay just shared, it should be short and spicy. All right, let's have another one from...
This one.
Go again, Dwayne.
I think that a jingle should have proper wording. You don't want to use any big words that everybody won't understand. So you want to keep it as simple as possible when choosing the choice of words.
Thank you very much. Excellent. So it must be simple. Keep it simple. All right. Simple words, you reach a wider audience. It should be simple enough for a child to understand and also for an adult to appreciate. So keep it simple. That's another characteristic. Great. Let's hear from York, S. York. There's another yet.
It should be, should have rhymes to it.
Not a must, but let's say that would be your style.
Mm-hmm.
That would be your style. All right,
Okay.
that's fine. That is acceptable. All right, we want another must-have. And it's bordering along the line of
Here. Miles from Region 6,
Andrew?
Region 5, yeah, Education
Yes,
Officer.
okay.
The jingle must be relevant, current and topical, and it must send a message, just like the one that was this, keep the island clean.
Yes.
The thing that you're expected, it must be relevant, topical, and catchy.
Yes, that's
that
what
it
I'm
can
looking
go through
for.
all
Thank you, Andrew.
stakeholders.
Thank you, Andrew. Very, very good. It must be catchy. It must be catchy. All right, you have to ensure that you leave what we call a hook. Where is the hook? There's something in it that just hook you. Yes, I remember that. No dirty up Jamaica. Right. You don't forget that. That's the hook, right? And they repeat it, even though you have the DJ second and so on, they come back to that and we remember it. So that is our hook. All right. And that takes me to another point, that it's also to be memorable. And all those points help to make it memorable. All right. I'm sharing another one, but just before I do that, here is a quote from ImageWorks blog. You can find them online. They give great ideas on marketing, jingles, and music, so you can check them out. It says, music invokes memory. Music invokes emotion. Music invokes nostalgia. So naturally, advertising with music is an effective marketing technique, right? I'm sure this is why the OUR decided to do a jingle competition, right? For many of us, we didn't know for a very long time that the OUR is really there to protect us. I thought, I was sharing on Wednesday that I thought for a very long time, I thought that they were just like JPS and NWC. I just thought it was just one of those organizations. It was way in my adulthood that I realized what they were about. And this is so, as Liz shared in her presentation, from their survey, a lot of us as Jamaicans, we really don't know that the OUR is there to protect us. We don't understand the guarantee standards, or we know and we don't realize that we know. We don't know that there's a body there to assist us. So a part of this, you have to ensure that this message goes out. This message is there in your jingle. All right, so I'm gonna share one more. All right, it's already ticked.
One, two, three, two more. 1, 2. Adults to 30 minutes activity daily. Love your body, treat your body right. Vegetables, make sure you eat plenty. Children, the 60 minutes activity daily. Drink some water when you feel thirsty. Cut down dessert and have a smoothie. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right.
A message from the Ministry of Health, Jamaica Moves.
All right. Would you say that's another example? Hi, Patrick. Welcome. Would you say that's another example of an excellent jingle? Tashay. Tashay Claire? All right, Tashay is not with us. Patrick,
Hello.
you're just
I'm here, but I'm
yes,
not hearing. I wasn't hearing it clearly, so I was actually looking for the jingle itself to listen to it again.
Okay. Is there anybody else who didn't hear it clearly?
Yes, I
All right, let's go again. It's very short.
One, two, 3, 2 more, 1, 2. Adults to 30 minutes activity daily. Love your body treat.
All right, just checking. Are you hearing?
Hearing.
Space.
You're hearing now?
No, I'm
Yes,
not.
space.
I think we're hearing.
1, 2, 3, 2 more, 1, 2. Adults to 30 minutes activity daily. Love your body, treat your body right. Vegetables, make sure you eat plenty. Join the 60 minutes activity daily. Drink some water when you feel thirsty. Cut down dessert and have a smoothie. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right.
A message from the Ministry of Health, Jamaica Moves.
All right, were you able to hear?
No, you weren't.
Yes, miss.
No, miss, I'm not
Yes,
hearing
miss.
the jingle at all, miss.
You may have to
I'm
sing it,
hearing
Avery.
quite
If
clearly.
it was about
Miss,
nobody and
I was
treat
hearing you. I was hearing the ad.
All right. You're only hearing me and not hearing the ad. Oh dear.
Avery, we were hearing the ad. Some people weren't, but maybe you have to sing it.
All right. So you can go and listen to it. There are a number of clips there. They're online and many ads that you can go and check. In the interest of time, we will not go back. All right. Let us just continue because we're looking at some ads that fit the bill of being just right. They are short, simple, catchy, have repetitive sections. They are memorable because they are catchy. They have a strong message. They give a lot of information in a short space of time. All right, so if you ensure that you cover all these boundaries, you will in fact have an excellent ad. I'm just gonna ask a few persons who I have not heard from to just share very quickly a line or two from an ad that you remember out of nowhere. Could have been in your childhood, anywhere.
Miss.
Go ahead.
Miss
Swavon.
Zip V, miss.
Go ahead.
Zip V, miss.
No, you have to sing it.
Miss, I don't really remember where it goes, miss.
So it never left enough of an impression.
This is the mosquito one, mosquito
Oh,
two.
yeah.
Mosquito jump in a hot balloon. Bite you,
Mosquito.
All right, hold on. Hold on, Swavon. Go ahead, Michael.
Miss Mosquito 1, Mosquito 2. Mosquito jump in a hot callaloo. Mosquito bite me, mosquito bite you. Miss, when I remember. Yes.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Miss
Me,
Taylor.
Me, miss.
Oh, Denry. Go ahead, Denry.
Did you
Meow,
say Miss
meow.
Taylor? Oh, I'm
Coming back
sorry.
to you, Miss Taylor.
Okay.
Go, Denry.
When I see the lady and her daughter in front of the store, can a song that I play on the radio? After the church, me there.
Oh, that was the preview to the ad. That's the one with the cat.
Yes, miss.
Okay, yes. All right, hold on, Miss Taylor, and then Kina.
We are lucky cows. We chew the cud and browse.
Nice.
We're eating up our greens. It makes our butter taste supreme. And you know the rest.
Thank you. We had that one already too. Yes, going down memory lane. Happy cows.
Okay.
Kina, go Kina.
CB chicken is the favorite chicken for mommy, daddy, boys, and girls. Cause if you see me cooking the CB chicken, well, you're making a healthy choice.
All right. Thank you, Kina. I remember that one too. One more person. Let's
All
have
right, here
Victoria.
you go. Oh, Sorry.
All right, Edward and then Victoria.
You're giving everybody a chance, and you put up my hand and you're not allowing me.
Yeah, Patrick Bailey has had his hand raised.
Oh, sorry, Patrick, I didn't see you. Maybe it's just spite. I can jab him, you know. We know him. I know him well. All right, I'm at Edward and then Patrick.
Okay. Grace Cock soup. It's got to be Grace Cock soup. You got the flavor, we got the taste. It's Grace Cock soup, something like that. I know.
You can tell. All
Let's see.
right, thank you. I know your age now, Edward. Now that you sing that one, I know your age.
Oh my.
Patrick, go Patrick.
Okay, I have one international, one local. Miss Wellington will help me with the local one, and I'll do the international one.
Here. See why I was
Here.
fighting him?
Miss Truce Campbell.
Yes, Patrick.
You hear me, right?
Loud and clear.
All right. The international one is, I have unstructured settlement and I need cash now. Call GG Wentworth, 877 cash now. Anyway, Miss Wellington, come to the local one. Chick, 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 my dad's chicken patty.
Exactly. All right. That's so much fun. That's so much fun. Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right. So we know what a good ad sounds like. We know the characteristics. And as music teachers, most of you are music teachers, right? I know I probably have some actors here. We had some actors, some speech teachers last time round, along with our music teachers.
Yes.
Crystal, yes.
Yes, I'm a drama teacher.
Drama, all right. Yes, man. You know we walk hand in hand.
Yes.
We are mindful of our elements. Want to look very quickly at rhythm and rhythm. So, rhythm. Who can tell me what rhythm is? That's the regular English word, rhythm.
So rhythm is we give it a definition, which is the long and short sounds in music.
Yes, a repeated pattern.
Repeated pattern.
Yes.
So duration, long and short sounds. All right, and how we combine them to create what we call rhythm. We have in Jamaica though, rhythm as well, R-I-D-D-I-M. All right, so this has to do with a combination of rhythm plus melody. And we coined that word rhythm. So we talk about the slang thing rhythm, we talk about the military rhythm. And when we speak of that, it's not just rhythm, it is everything that is involved with what would be more or less a soundtrack. All right. So when you're putting this together, you have to remember that it must be original. Many times we have these competitions and you have your original lyrics. We usually get it right there, but you put it on an existing rhythm.
Copyright.
Exactly. Copyright issues there, you will automatically be disqualified, right? So you can't have your original lyrics and then you're going to use military rhythm. Pam, 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 pam. Or what's the one we spoke about on Wednesday? The Murder, She Wrote. Dum, 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 dum. Right, I gave that example because we had that issue in a competition where somebody was an excellent DJ, young girl. I mean, she really good. When she DJ, you hear our lyrics clear and she captured everything that we needed in a competition, but she was riding somebody else's rhythm. All right, so we can't have that. Ensure that you create your own. Some of our students are very brilliant with this. They are off with all the software that you use to build these rhythms. and they get on the computer, they have their MacBook and they have everything ready and they organize themselves. Those of us who are not so versed, ensure that you get the students to assist you or inquire of them what they know, right? Because maybe the one who is good in the tech may not be the one who is excellent with putting the lyrics together. All right, so ensure that that happens. You also want to make sure that you have that good combination for music and text. You have to put them together well. There are certain words that do not go well in particular phrase. All right, so you look at the word itself. Look at the word itself. Office of Utilities Regulation. You look at that phrase and you hear how the syllables are broken down. And so you organize your music and your words to fit very well together. Because when that happens, it falls very well on the ear of the listener, right? So that's one point you have to ensure that you remember. Do not crowd too many words in a phrase. Don't try to fit them where they don't fit. So listen to it. Have other persons listen to it. Your text and music must go well together. Now we want to look at some other elements quickly. That was rhythm and rhythm. Then there is pitch and our sub-elements, melody and harmony. Make sure that these go well together and that they are highlighted in your jingle. Also tempo, decide on how you want it in terms of tempo, whether fast, moderate, slow, you decide. What's the message you're sending? What do you think would catch your audience? All right, must it be lento, grave? Should it be allegro, adagio? You know, you decide. That's up to you. You're the composer. Form, what form will it take? Will it be strophic, like just one thing going? Will it be like a ternary form? So it has, you know, an A section, then a different part, a B section, then the A section repeated. Should it be like a A, B, like a DJ, then a sing J part? You know, look at all of those things so you know how you want to structure it. Okay? All right, so I'm giving you something. This is a workshop. You know, online is hard to get you to work, but I've thought of something. We are going to look at the OUR's website and identify 2 items of information that you want to ensure that you have in your jingle. And I'm going to ask each person to just type that in the chat. All right, Mrs. Bennett Marr shared earlier in her presentation, she had all of that outlined. So you're going to look very quickly. If you have another device, you can go ahead and do that. I don't want to attempt to share screen again. Right, so you go, or should I? You didn't have any problem with the video, it's just the audio, right? Give me a thumbs up. Yes? Right, and you see, because I know that you probably don't even go there yet. Let us do that. So we're going to the OUR website. All right, Crystal, what's the website?
Crystal.
Yes, go ahead, Crystal.
I am a Crystal, my bad. My name is Miss Taylor here. Yes, so every time I hear Crystal,
You're Crystal Taylor, okay.
Yes.
All right, I want the other Crystal. All right, the other Crystal not here.
Is it
Let's see.
Sorry. Is it, I don't know. Is it OURJA? I honestly don't know. I really should
All right, so it's www.OUR OUR
dot
Mhm.
org
.org.
okay .jm.
.jm. All right, and guess what? If you don't remember, you can just put in OUR website and it takes you there. All right, so
Okay,
no pressure. And
that's
are
what
you
I'm
seeing
thinking.
my screen? You're all seeing my screen?
Yes, we are. Yes.
Okay, great. So this is exactly what you're gonna do. You're gonna go to the OUR because you must research. You must research. And here we have the jingle competition. And look at all this information. Guaranteed standards, jingle competition rules, entry form for students, entry form for the open section, the rubric, JPS guaranteed standards, NWC guaranteed standards. So everything is there. Everything is there. All right, so we can pull this up and just have a look. So I'm giving you 3 minutes to just look through this very quickly, and you're going to type in the chat 2 information points that you must have in your jingle. 3 minutes, starting now. A minute to go. If you have your 2 information points, you can start putting them in. Write it in the chat. I want to hear from everybody very quickly. Come, Anne-Marie. Let's hear Shanique, Tashe, Peter Gay.
I have a question. I'm having internet problem, that is the truth. So I'm in and out. So I noticed that a lot of people are putting the email address in the chat. What is it for?
All right,
We want to
they've
be able
asked.
to contact you after this, so we want you just to tell us your name, your email address, and the school that you're representing, so that
I'm
after
not
this.
hearing you.
Can you hear me at all?
All right, I'm hearing you better.
Right. So we want to be able to contact you after the workshop so we can send you additional information or to just establish a line of communication with you, so in case you have any more queries after the workshop.
All right, then. Thank you.
All right, so you should start putting in your 2 pointers. All right, 3 minutes up, let's go. Type it in the chat, 2 points of information that you need to have in your jingle. We're dealing with the content now, what is in it? Nothing coming through. Edward, Tashe, Kina, David.
This man not finished download it.
All right. S. York, regulating utilities for the benefit of all, guaranteed standards. Excellent. Keep going. Who's next? Nicholas. Nicholas. Hi, Nicholas. Information on the OUR. Yes. That's from Nicholas Renford. Yes, Stefan. Patrick, what are the major companies? Yes. Nicholas again, information on the standards of NWC and JPS. Yes. Come on, guys. I want to know that you have it. Even if you hear it already, say it your way. Palmer Carol, let's hear from you. Then Ray, let's hear from you. Crystal and Crystal, let's hear. The following sectors, that's from Patrick. That would be JPS NWC. Victoria. All right, let's hear from at least two more persons. Shanique. Shanique says policies. That's correct, but we would want it a little more specific. Kina. Kina says responsible for the regulation of electricity, water and sewage and telecommunications. Yes. Ms. Taylor says information on customer rights. Very good. So when you leave here today, you're going to understand everything about the OUR. Isn't that fantastic? All right. So now, here what you're going to do for me. Yes, we have a little time. This is what you're going to do for me. I want you to take those 2 pointers that you shared, and you are going to utilize either straight DJ or DJ Sing J to just create a little phrase. Yes, Denry, to create a little phrase. This is like a precursor to the excellent jingle that you are going to compose. All right, so I just want about 2 phrases that you're going to create, and I'm making it easy, right? It can just be DJ, so you don't have to be concerned about, you know, that beautiful melody. For now, up to you. All right, so it can be a DJ, straight DJ, or just DJ Sing J, and you put it together, just a phrase, just a phrase. Take about 3 minutes more and think about it. Yes, no, right now. You can do it, you're brilliant. Let me try it too. And I'm going to become these 5 persons to share what they have done. Right, I got quite a bit of information here from Nicholas, Patrick, Kina, Miss Taylor. Right, just take those 2 points and put it in a DJ. Just run a little rhythm and put it in a DJ, right? Yes, I see Patrick agreeing. Yes, David, I know you can DJ, or if you want to give me a little sing J. All right, so you have 3 minutes more starting now. It's 11:30. You can go and look back at the standards if you like. Look at your 2 points and just create something. I'll try to. Two minutes to go, 2 minutes to go. All right, time is up. And I'm excited to hear the wonderful compositions. Just on Wednesday, I heard Liz sharing that she is admiring how very competent we are where music is concerned, and coming up, if you stop a taxi man or you stop a cat man and say, run a rhythm, you know, they can give you something. So I'm sure you will be able to give me something too. All right, so I'm gonna go first. Here's mine.
Leading by example, I see.
Of course, if you try something. All right. So I mix myself and everything. What is the OUR? I say, what is the OU? Hear me now. Office of Utilities Regulation, giving Jamaica's information. But JPS, water rate, run out of lyrics. Pull up. That's what you say when you're out of lyrics, you know. So I put in my 2 points. All right, that was fun. I enjoyed that. Okay, I'm ready to hear from you. Let's start with A, where? Where? All right, where is not with us? Then Ray. All right, nothing from Denry. York?
Just a question, Miss. Are we supposed to use the objectives that we put in the chat, or are we supposed to use more things?
Yes, your 2 points. Your 2 points that you put in. If you want to use 2 others, that's fine.
Miss, I'm not a singer or anything like that, miss. So
If you say a DJ, me just DJ a while ago, I'm not a DJ.
well
I just want to get your creative juices running, you know?
all right, so you hearing the keyboard?
Yes, hearing you clearly.
Okay. All right, so oh, you are regular, a utility, and then for all.
All right.
Yes, it's, I can't go anymore.
You can't go no more. All right, you started. You started. I will hear your keyboard and everything. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So, Avon.
Oh, oh, sorry.
Yes, we were hearing you.
Oh, sorry.
All right. So you keep working on it for the entry at the end of the month.
Yes.
Savon, Alan? Nothing from Savon? All right. Crystal Cole.
All right, so it's just 4 lines. Let me just get it out of the way. All right. Woo! Wait there. You say you're stressed? Light bill high. Who you blame? JPS? Before you go head office already for bus fight. Do you know your consumer rights?
All right. Okay, that's a start. Woo!
Like,
oh, Crystal. Nicholas is your biggest fan.
Hi, Nicholas.
All right, thank you. Mrs. Williams.
Miss, I'm not ready as yet.
Look at you. She looking for some perfection, no, you know.
No, miss.
I know you. Okay, Miss Taylor, other Crystal.
Oh, all right. Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, so this is a wing it thing, right?
Yes.
Totally unexpected. I'm not a DJ, but it's the best I could come up with for now.
You go.
All right. Run my truck, Renford. Quality for power. Yes, it is a must. OUR regulation boss. JPS, water. Now I thought this switch. Take a good time and listen to we message. And maybe some singing thing come after that. I'm not sure yet.
Okay, nice.
Technical high.
Nice.
Oh man,
Yes.
find the sign and give the thumbs up. Where is it? Let me try and find it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, Sanik. Sanik Bailey. All right, let's go to Tanya. Watch here, Patrick get jealous, him gone from keyboard too. Tanya Marsh.
All right, I'll try.
All right, Kina, go.
I don't have any rhythm or anything. Wait. How you are? What you talk about? It's all about the OUR. Hey, it's all about the OUR. Office of Utilities Regulation with a baga information responsible for your regulation with electricity, water, sewage, communication. Well, pull up.
All right, Kina. I hear you. I
You know,
hear you.
every that call and answer you did Saturday, it's on Wednesday. I would love to hear Keena do a call and answer. Oh
Oh
gosh.
yes. Yes, yes. That's like another one. Another powerhouse. Keena is another powerhouse like Oshama. All right, great. Where are we now? Victoria. Come, Victoria. Where is she? We don't want the trumpet, you know. It's you we want. Okay.
All right, I'll try because
Yes.
I'm going to just do this. We call it no improv. I'll improv.
Yes, of course.
I'm actually in class right now. I'm actually
Oh.
in one of my first form classes. So I'm kind of multitasking. I informed them of it, but
Okay.
nonetheless,
Thank you so
here we
much
go.
for your time. Thank you.
Office of the OUR. What me say? Them regulate with electricity. They regulate with yes. Pull up.
Pull up.
Give it up. That's it.
All right, Victoria. Thanks for being a sport. I appreciate it.
And with that, I'll have to leave. Apologies.
All right, we understand. Looking for your entry.
No problem. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Patrick.
So we have a really great arranger right in our presence. And you know, I can't sing, so I won't attempt to sing. So welcome everybody. The Miss Amelia Wellington. Show your face, show your face.
Oh, you are Office of Utilities Regulation. Don't forget quality utility service.
All right, all right. The internet was giving you a fight, but I heard most of it. Could hear the minor key and all of that. Nice, nice. Great attempt. Thank you, Miss Wellington and Mr. Baker. All right, Dwayne, let's go to Dwayne. See if we can squeeze in everybody quickly. Dwayne? Guys, be ready because our time is limited. David, you are ready?
Yes, miss.
All right, let's hear it.
Ready?
Yep.
All right. Everybody make we listen to the OUR, get information about the standard of JPS and NWC. Make sure you take responsibility. Everybody make we listen to the OUR, get information about the standard of JPS and NWC. Make sure you take responsibility.
All right, all right. Go, David.
Wow. Yeah, man, yeah, man, that's good. That's top. That's top.
Thumbs up. Whoop, 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 whoop. Thank you. All right, who else can we quickly take? Edward? I'd like to hear from the males, you know. Edward?
I'm here, miss.
All right, let's hear it.
Not yet ready yet.
Not yet ready?
I was still searching for information. But because I'm using a mobile on the road now.
Oh, it's a little ticklish, yes. All right, let's take Dwayne. All right, we're not hearing from Dwayne. Ananda? Go, Ananda. All right, Ananda not with us. Tashe? All right, let's just open the floor. We don't have much time left. Let's open the floor. Do we have anybody else who is ready?
Okay, I'm here.
All right, go Tashe.
OUR, setting the rates and service standards. OUR, setting the rates and service standards. No worry about JPS. The light bill high, you me know. Not to mention water commission. You see that the bill there? That's a story. So I stop there.
Okay, okay, all right. Thank you for that.
You're welcome, miss.
All right, anybody else has something ready? Come, Nicholas. Give us something.
Yes, Nicholas.
All right, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Oh, Jesus, my nerves.
No, it's actually Avery.
Can you hear the keyboard?
Yes.
All right. All right, here we go. One word, compensation. One word, compensation. One word, compensation. If you have a problem with JPS and you have a problem with your water bill, you must know what you need to know. Make OUR if you start the show. Office of Utilities Regulation, help if you build up a better nation. Online or radio station, just know so you have to get the information. One word, compensation.
All right, Nicholas.
All right.
All right, Nicholas. Nicholas wanting compensation. Okay, great, great. See you getting a thumbs up. And you're getting the clap hand. All right, anybody else? Anybody else? We're almost out of time. Want to wrap up shortly, at least my section. We just open the floor. Anybody else? Is there anybody else? Clear this. Renardo Williams. Renaldo. Tiffany. Amelia. Anybody else has anything that they want to share? This is the last call. All right. We want to thank everybody who participated. Thank you all. Just want to share very quickly before I wrap up. Ensure that you read the rules. As a friend of mine always says, even if you're playing lotto, you have to read the rules, all right? You have to understand what to do, what the judge is looking for, what do you need to do to win. So ensure that you read the rules. So you need to research to know your content. You need to read the rules and the regulations. You need to ensure that you are familiar with the rubric. A lot of R's here. So there's research, read the rules and the regulations, ensure that you are familiar with the rubric, because this is what the judges will look at. They are guided by the rubric that is there, and you have an opportunity to go and see what it is that they will look at in order to make a decision on your jingle. So you are to be the first adjudicator for your jingle. All right, ensure that you are familiar with the standards, right? That's what it's all about. That's what the jingle competition is all about. Ensure that you are familiar with the OUR as an organization, what they do. Make sure that you know what the guaranteed standards are and follow all the rules. It's right there for you to read. All the information is there on the OUR website. So ensure that you keep going at your composition. I hope this has really spurred your interest. I hope it has helped you to see that you can do it. You can guide your students. You can enter yourselves. And guess what? There is literal cash, like real cash for you to win. It's a great opportunity for you as individuals, for your school. There is publicity. You know, there's so much in here for you. Great opportunity. We want to congratulate the OUR and its management again for this great opportunity that our teachers, that you are all getting, Jamaicans on a whole, are getting to enter this competition and to learn more about the Office of Utilities Regulation. We thank you. Thank you. I want to thank you for being with me, and the teachers who participated. I really appreciate your effort and, you know, working this new platform. Those of you who helped me to share the screen and all of that learning taking place here. Thank you so much. It has been my absolute pleasure. And I now hand over to Mrs. Elizabeth Bennett Marsh.
Thank you so much, Avery. Can we get a round of applause for Avery? Just unmute briefly and just give her a round of applause. I hope you really learned something today. Thank you so much, Avery. And it's so weird. Nobody calls me Bennett Marsh. I don't know. It's just Liz. But I want to thank you so much. I want to encourage the persons, especially, I mean, Nicholas, Keena, David, who else did a little thing? Tough. I want to encourage you to just work more on them and make sure to submit it. I asked you to, I have two prizes, so don't go away, guys. I asked you to enter your name, your best email address, because we know, so the school email address sometimes just pop down. We know how it go already. And the school that you're from in our chat. If you haven't done so yet, please do so. It will be worth your while, I promise. Just do that now for me. I recognize the schools that are here, and tell me if I leave out any schools. So I have Ewaton High, Mount Carmel Primary, Homewood, Bridgeport, Tussey Marty, Central High, Knox College, Mayday High, Bishop Gibson High, Hampton High, Ewaton, Waterford, Belmont Academy, Denby High, Titchfield, Newell, Beulah All Age, Arthur Siege Primary, Anderson Primary, Collington. Which one did I leave out, guys? Did I leave out any? Did I leave any out?
Old Harbour High, Old Harbour.
Old Harbour. You see, because you never put it in the chat. You put it in there? They never see it. Old Harbour High.
Writing, sorry.
And Marymount. Put your contact in there, guys. Martin's Primary. Thank you.
Old Harbour Primary.
Which one?
Old Harbour Primary.
Old Harbour Primary and Old Harbour High? Nice.
Yes, Old Harbour High, yes.
Thank you. Keena, I love your voice. I love it.
Thank you so much.
All right. So the teachers, this is for I know we have some students in here, right? Do we have students? Just say yeah. Students?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to ask you, see if you remember anything I'm talk about. So listen carefully. But teachers, I want you to just put up that wave hand beside your name in the chat for me. Just that wave blue hand. I'm going to ask you some questions, and if it doesn't apply to you, then you just remove that wave. Can you do that now? Right beside your, just put that wave in. I'm not seeing any wave going in yet. In the reactions button. I have a different screen from you guys because I'm the host. But I think you know where. Can somebody guide them as to where they can find that blue wave hand?
Some of us may only have a clap hand and a thumbs up.
Clap hand, okay. Put a clap hand or a thumbs up beside your name. All right, so I see Mrs. Someone putting hers quickly, guys. Because don't come back now because I'm not having. Well, the thing with this, okay, Miss Robinson, yes. There's 2 persons I see in this, and that means only 2 persons completing for my tumbler and a mask. So I have a tumbler and a mask for 1 person moving. So only Miss Salmon is entering this competition. Okay, all right, let's say it go. Because I'm not seeing anybody else. Yes, Mr. Reed, thank you. Okay, let's put that wave hand. Can somebody tell them where they can find that blue wave hand thingy? All right, the score is gone up now. All right, Mr. Williams gone on. All right, so here's my question quickly, since I only have 3 persons. So I know you're educators, and I'm in awe of educators. I want to find out how long you have been in the field. So if you have been in the field for less than 5 years, take down your hand. Less than 5 years, take down your hand. Just remove your hand. Less than 8 years, remove your hand. Less than 10. Less than 12. Less than 15. Less than 15, wow. Less than 17. Mr. Williams, you're there for less than 17, but more than, okay. So less than 18. Less than 19. Ooh. All right, so one person is standing, which is Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams, how long have you been in the field? And to shake.
I had re-raised my hand because you said less than. So
Okay.
yes, I figured you should have said maybe more than. So I just kept my hand up.
Okay,
Just to
okay,
see.
okay. All right,
you
so
know.
how long? How long?
Since 2010, so it's actually 11
10,
years
10.
now,
And
starting.
Miss Claire, how long? Tashay?
4 years.
All right, so it still look like Mr. Ronaldo Williams get the prize as the longest teacher that I have here.
No, I started
Excuse me,
2000.
miss, my hand
Oh,
was
hold
up
on, hold on,
now.
hold on. Which one? Which one? Who?
O'Connor Burrell.
Have the hand signal. I start from 2009. Go in.
All right,
And I
so
have been from
Mr. Williams, you lose it.
No, but remember,
You have to give me in years. All right, okay,
remember,
fine. But the
I
longest,
follow.
in other words, I'm trying to find the longest serving teacher on board here.
Miss
So Mrs. O'Connor
2008.
Burrell, huh?
2008.
That's 12 years. That's who is this?
No, it would be
O'Connor
Miss
Burrell.
Senior.
That's 12 years?
Remember that I
2008?
follow the rules in everybody.
Yes,
I understand, Mr. Williams, but the ultimate aim was to find the longest serving teacher. So,
I did put up my hand in the
so
chat
Mrs.
as
O'Connor
well.
Burrell, I'm getting, is
I am
12?
I'm over 20 years.
Wow, who is this?
No, my missy, well on there. I was at I'm at Olaba Primary for about 13 years. And then I spent 1 year at Belfield, 3 years at Martin Primary, and 3 years at Trinity Primary.
That's 20.
So yeah.
So Tanya Lati for the win. Which school are you at now? Old Harbor?
Old Harbor Primary.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank
We'll be in
you.
touch with you. Your email is in the system, right? You sent
Yes,
your email in our chat.
Yes, I put it in the chat.
All right. Thanks, Miss Lati. You are a proud winner of a tumbler and I owe you a mask.
Oh, thank you. Well needed.
All right, for the students now. Students, you ready? Ready? All right. So earlier during my presentation, I talked about how many consecutive, you're going to put it in the chat for me now. All right, so let me see who first in the chat. Fast fingers. Not credit this time. So tell me who, when I say how many consecutive estimated bills you should get, how many did I say? Provided they have access to the meter. Wow, Dwayne Marshall, tough. Oh gosh, all correct, all correct. All right, we're going to see if we can get some masks to you guys. All right, so Peter Gay, take down these names. So Dwayne Marshall was the fastest fingers, had the fastest fingers, and then followed by Amelia, then Savon, then Tiffany, and Ananda. Guys, we have your email addresses, right? If you don't, just drop them in now. Dwayne, hope we have it for you. Amelia, Savon, Tiffany, Ananda. Hope we have, and it's 2. All of them are correct. Thank you so much. That means you were listening. Yay. All right, so I want to thank you again. The competition, the deadline is January 29, guys. So this weekend, just lock up and go into your creative space. Let's see what you can produce and send it to gsjingle@gmail.com. But don't worry, we're going to be sending an email after today's session so you can have our email. So feel free to communicate with us, even if you have, no matter how silly you may think the question is, there are no silly questions in this competition, because chances are if you're thinking it, somebody else is also thinking it. So shoot us an email. We've already started to get some very, very good entries. We want to add yours to it. We look forward to you repping your school and yourself Come out of your comfort zone, challenge yourself. Teachers, drama teachers, performing arts, theater arts, music, challenge yourself as well. Let 2021 be the year when you come out of your comfort zone and you say to yourself, I'm going to do this, because the worst that can happen is that I lose, and that never killed nobody yet, right? So you don't have to pay anyone to enter, but you stand a good chance of winning. So I want to thank Avery Crooks. I want to thank the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, who has been with us every step of the way. I really, really want to thank you, Mr. Williams. He has really gone above and beyond. The regional officers, they have really gone above and beyond. So I want to thank you once again. Please, what is Alan Savon? Tell me at what? What's the domain? Alan Savon? You have to tell us the domain. Good. I really want to thank you and continue to keep the lines of communication open through our email. Very easy, gsjingle@gmail.com. Any questions before we go? No? All right, so it's now lunchtime. We promised you that we'll be out of here by 12. It's now a minute after 12, so we're late by our standards. As a regulator, we pride ourselves on sticking to our times as much as we can. Thank you all so very much, and please continue to be safe and do the best that you can for a daily competition. We look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, all right.
Bye, thank you.
Good weekend.
Yes, thanks, and same to
Good
you.
weekend.
Bye, guys. Nice seeing you.
All
You
the
too.
best for 2021. Stay safe.
Thank you,
Students.
Mercy.
You, same to you.